I am so excited to share this because last time we spoke about sustainability, I spoke about wanting to make a change for the positive when it came to our dog food. Now, we chose to make our own dog food because it was going to be better for the boys. We knew exactly what was going into it and it was going to be so much healthier. But the downside of it is it came with a lot of plastic packaging, and because I didn't have the discipline to go into the bulk whole food store, and plus it's expensive buying from the store, I just faced the plastic again and again until I had enough and I put my foot down. Luckily, my friend Anne, you guys have met Anne before. Actually, you've never met her before, but I've definitely mentioned her before on our channel, has been an absolute godsend when it comes to sustainability and reducing my plastic. Anne has put together a group in our local area of people coming together to buy in bulk from Honest to Goodness. Honest to Goodness, you probably have seen their products at Woolworths before. They are mostly the organic variety of food that can sometimes be quite expensive in the stores. So one of the benefits of buying in bulk is that you get wholesale prices. If you buy big quantities of it, sure, it's expensive at first, but in the long run, you're going to make a lot of savings. So I'm really excited to talk you through the things that I bought today. And I did also buy something for the bus, which I'm really excited for because we're going to work on that later today. The first thing I bought is a massive 12.5 kilogram bag of organic stone ground white baker's flour. You guys know I'm cooking a lot of sourdough. I do a lot of our own flatbreads and I just bake a lot in general. So having a lot of flour around in the house is perfect. And Anne actually had some rye flour left over from her last purchase and she hasn't really been using it, so she passed that on to me as well. So plenty of sourdough recipes yet to come. I actually think I'm going to be making some sourdough discard crackers and sourdough discard tortilla chips some point today or tomorrow. So maybe we'll use some of these ingredients for that. Oi, sticky noses, get out of it. Oh, get out of it. Yes, that's for you, but I'll talk about it in a moment. So for our dog food, we make it out of brown rice, lentils, beans, and any other kind of combination of grains that we have, along with any veggies that we have in excess in the garden. So I actually ended up getting a massive bag of red lentils, and I probably got more than I needed, but I think this is going to go really far. We personally eat red lentils as well, and the whole point of the ingredients that we use for our dog food is that it's things that we can use for ourselves as well. So there is absolutely no waste. I also got some buckwheat. If you don't know much about buckwheat, it looks a little like this. They're like little grains, and I mean, this is really healthy to eat on its own. You can also use it in all kinds of baked goods. This is raw buckwheat, so I don't think it's as delicious as when you get it all roasted, but we'll experiment with that for the dog food, but also for ourselves. It acts similar to rice, but is a nice healthy grain to have as well in your life. That is all the ingredients for the dog food. There was one more thing that I got for the dog food and also for ourselves, and that is a massive bag of black turtle beans. So they're just the little black beans. These are perfect for things like curries to make dal because they have a really lovely texture, but they're not too fine that they'll break down. It's also a really great way to bulk up dog food, so I got that. I also got a massive bag of risotto rice. We've been loving making paella, but also risotto in general, so I'm hoping to make more of that. And because someone else had already ordered some risotto rice, it made sense for me to split it with them so that we get a bigger bag for more savings, but then be able to split it between ourselves. The great thing about buying in a buying group through Honest to Goodness is you're going to reduce your plastic waste, especially if you together with other people buy in bulk and then use your own bags to separate it out. And that's exactly what we've done here, which is why this bag is pretty much empty. These next two are super exciting. I got a huge, and I'm talking huge, tub of peanut butter and tahini for plenty of sauces, plenty of healthy desserts and snacks, which I love to make, smoothies, all the things. We love peanut butter and tahini, so I definitely went big with those two. We're out of quinoa, so I thought I'd jump on the opportunity to get some while I was there. And it looks like this brand actually, instead of using packaging that is made of plastic, uses the brown paper material, which I absolutely love. So that's good. Mustard seeds was another thing that we needed for our pantry. I've actually been making my own whole grain mustard, which, you know, you spread on toast and all the things. And it's super easy to make. So I got more of those so I can make more of it. Coconut oil, you can never have enough if you're baking and making homemade chocolate like me. I also got some noodles. This is my first time trying their noodles, and it looks like the brand that we normally get, but I thought I'd try these out before I committed to buying more. In the future, I can probably buy a few packets, and the more that you get, the more savings that you have. They have a deal where if you get 10 of them, they cost like, you know, $1 per packet as opposed to $1.50 per packet. So the more you get, the more savings you have, but I thought I'd try them out before I commit to that. What's this little packet? I'm so excited for this. This is pretty wasteful, okay? This is just a little packet, but I wanted to try out the matcha green tea powder. I've been seeing people rave on about matcha for so long, and it's not something we have easily accessible to us in our cafes in Australia, at least not around me. So I bought a little packet to give it a go, especially while our coffee machine is being fixed at the moment. And if I love it, then I'm definitely going to buy it in bulk. So super excited for that. Stone ground, organic, no nasties, 100% natural. 100% organic matcha green tea powder. That's the kinds of ingredients you want to see on your products. No additives, nothing extra. I did also get a little essential oil. This is just the lemon essential oil, which I love for our cleaning products to put through vinegar so that it's got a really nice smell. And so I took the opportunity to get that. It wasn't that expensive, so totally happy with it. Tamari sauce. If you didn't know, tamari sauce is an alternative to soy sauce, and it's gluten and wheat free. So if you're someone that has celiac or just has gluten intolerances, this is a good alternative to you. Tastes exactly the same in my opinion, so yeah. My friend was getting this, so I decided to add on the extra into my own order. And then the last thing I got from Honest to Goodness in this big bulk order is dishwashing detergent. We are definitely not going to run out for a while. This is the Australian Lemon Myrtle dishwashing liquid. And our bulk Whole Food store actually sells this, and I have used it in the past. It smells fantastic. So I'm really excited to just have a big tub of it underneath our sink to use whenever we need. I almost forgot to mention this scourer. So it's an alternative to loofahs. The loofah scourers we normally get weren't available, so I thought I'd try this out. In the past, I've used coconut fiber scrubbers and brushes for things like our pig pans. They work really fantastic, but I've never tried it for our own dishes, so I'm looking forward to trying it out, giving it a go. It's a bit harder, tougher, and more durable, so hopefully it lasts a while. So I'll give you guys a review after I try it. I'll try get in contact with Honest to Goodness and see if I can get you guys an affiliate link or some more information about a buying group if you would like to start one in your own area. And if I am able to get one, I'll put it on the screen here, or I'll put it in the description box down below, so go and check that out. I highly recommend buying in bulk. Although the cost can be a bit pricey at first, it really does add up in the long run, and it's just a great way to buy those organic ingredients we all want to have and support without the really expensive price tag and the plastic waste that comes in the store. The last thing that I bought, and it's funny because we talk about plastic waste and then I literally have a plastic covered thing. The last thing I bought today was 7 car sunshades. And you might be wondering why on earth I have sunshades, but let me explain. I'm about to create some curtains for our bus, and I've been racking my brain trying to think of how to do this in the best way. And you know, I've gone back and forth with what I can use, how I can create them, but at the end of the day, I want to use my sewing skills to reduce cost. And the curtains, their purpose is essentially to create that passive cooling and heating component to our bus. So we want it to be able to reflect away the sun on hot days and be able to keep the heat in on cold days. So I was thinking of potentially using these sunshades on one side of the curtains and then having a beautiful like grey fabric which is on the internal side of the bus, what we can see. And then this reflects the sun on the outside or keeps the heat in on the inside. So I want to kind of ask your advice. Do you think I should have this sandwiched between two bits of fabric, or should I just have the fabric on one side with this on the like the external side of the bus? Let me know if you know anything about it, but I'm super excited to put this together. I'm actually going to measure out my fabric in a moment and we'll cut it out and have a think about how we'll attach it all. But 7 of these cost me $35, so they were super cheap. They're just from Kmart. And I've already measured out the size of them, so they're 1.47 meters by 70 centimeters. And when I measured it out on the bus, this was the perfect size for a window of ours. So yeah, I'm gonna get on with the day. I still need to let the chickens out, and I've got a few plans for the day, including some cooking. Hopefully get into the bus today, whether it's just for the curtains or to work on something else in there. And yeah, I guess I'll catch you guys up as we do that. Look, an egg. An egg. Right, watch out. Quick, Ty, run away. Sit. Leave it. Oh. Sorry, bee. This one looks good. Look how pretty these are. So frilly. Coriander pesto is so yummy. Gorgeous. These carrots look like they're ready to be pulled up. Oh my god, that's a nice carrot. Wow. Sounds a little Is it small? I don't know. It's a bit close to this one. Yeah. Wow. I actually got quite a good harvest, I must say. So let me show you everything that we got. So all of the beautiful blooms. So I got the last of the dahlias. I'm gonna try use one of the ginger flowers because they're beautiful and they smell incredible. All the feverfews coming back as well. These are salvias. Whether they drop or not, I guess we'll see. But they're quite pretty. And then of course all of the little cosmos in there. I'll make a little arrangement of that in a moment. But I was surprised at just how much is actually growing in my garden at the moment. As you saw, we found some carrots, which is awesome. Like this one is huge. Carrots seem to do well, but I never know when to harvest them. I found some greens, including some spring onion. So some lettuces, some spring onion, a little lemon and a lime, which is going to be great for Mexican tonight. And then I also harvested heaps of basil and coriander. So quite a full little basket today. Yet to go see if there's any eggs anywhere. We might go for a search later on today, give the ladies a chance to lay first. But yeah, for now I guess I'm just gonna go inside, do some cooking, measure out the curtains for the bus, and then perhaps edit. We'll see. Tell me this is not the most beautiful bouquet I've ever made myself. The dahlias honestly make a huge difference. So cute. All right, my bench is still dirty from yesterday because it's still got pasta drying. It's drying up pretty well. It's still a bit soft, so I'm still moving it around and all the things. But we're gonna make some sourdough discard crackers. This has been something that's popped up a few times on my Facebook, also on TikTok, so we're gonna give it a go. The ingredients are not too difficult, so I'm using King Arthur Baking's recipe, and it's 1 cup of sourdough starter, unfed, and just the discard, so that's what you would normally just throw out or use in recipes like this. Then we're gonna add 1 cup of whole wheat flour, half a teaspoon of salt, 4 tablespoons of butter, and then whatever herbs and things I want to use on top. So nothing left except to make it. Let's do it. A cup, 227. Oh, I think I'm gonna have like just enough. So the difference between sourdough starter and sourdough discard is the discard is not yeasty. So it essentially doesn't have the bubbles and the life that you need to rise your bread loaves. It's going to create a flatbread or a cracker style of baked goods. So it's super good to use as your flour and water substitute in things like tortillas and pita bread, pancakes even. You can honestly use discard in any recipe. For the amount of discard that you use in your recipe, just take away that much flour and water in equal amounts, because that's all that discard is. I'm gonna put some herbs into my crackers because I would prefer that. So we're gonna do some turmeric, because anywhere where we can add some of that is good. Plus it'll make a beautiful color. I'm gonna do oregano. Alright, so that's, oh, I forgot there's the sourdough in there. Alright, and we need 57 grams of butter. Easy recipe. Ty, why is your hair in everything? Sick of it. Whenever I mix, I pretend that I'm like a stand mixer and I just go round and round. Alright, and the dough should be firm. Smooth, not sticky, cohesive dough. So I can already tell it's a little bit on the sticky side. So let's add some flour. I'm actually gonna knead it out a bit. I love crackers, so apparently this recipe makes 100 crackers, so that's heaps. All right, I think that is good. So the last step is to divide the dough in half and to shape it into a rectangle and let it rest in the freezer. I'm gonna keep mine in circles because my baking trays are actually circular, not rectangular, so it makes more sense for me to do that. It looks so good. Alright, see you guys when it's ready. While that's resting in the freezer, I did say I also wanted to make some pesto out of the fresh basil and the coriander that we picked today. And I personally prefer to use pecans and cashews as my nuts as opposed to pine nuts. I find that pine nuts are really overpowering in flavor and I'm just not a fan, so I'm just gonna do that. I add nuts, I add the herbs, salt and pepper, plenty of garlic, and some Parmesan cheese to mine. And then I do an equal mix of oil and mostly water to help blend it up, and it stores really well in the fridge. Garlic. Nice close. Who grew these? As far as how much water and oil or all the ingredients to add, just go off your flavor and what you enjoy in a pesto. Trial it out and then write yourself a note so you know for next time. And always start with less water because you can always add more. But if you do mess up like sometimes I do and you add too much water, remember you can just add some more greens. And The green parts can be herbs like coriander and basil, but it can also be things like spinach and green onion tops and, oh my god, the best thing, garlic scapes for a pesto. Mwah, delicious. It will thicken up in the fridge as well, so don't stress. Yum. Ty, why is your hair everywhere? Such a cute dog, you're very hairy. Alright. Now we're gonna do as thin as we can go. Man, I'm so excited. I need more flour. So excited. They're so yummy. They look great already and they're not even baked. I think we're supposed to do a little bit of oil on top. And a little bit of salt. And into the oven for about 30 minutes. I would love one of those refillable spray bottles for oil. I think that would be my next little kitchen gadget to get. That would make this easier. And into the oven. They came out great, except that I accidentally had the grill on. So a lot of them burnt, but they taste really good. It is a week later and I'm finally sitting down to edit this video that you're watching now. And I've realized I haven't ended the video properly because I did go on to do more things that day and that weekend, which you'll see in the next video because otherwise you'll be watching this forever. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on both the crackers and the pasta. The pasta dried up really well. And it cooked up really nicely. We had spaghetti bolognese the other day and we've got about half a jar left. I'm just storing them in a Makona jar and it's doing a great job. As I said, I made sure that it was completely dry before I started to store it to make sure that it doesn't go off. And I'm pretty sure in my video I naively said that it would last us all year. This is probably like 2 or 3 meals worth of pasta for Sam and I. So 4 to 6 meals. Anyways, and the crackers are absolutely delicious. I've stored them in the fridge in a little silicone bag like this and they're still super crunchy and they taste so yum. So crunchy. Alright, freezing day today on the homestead, guys. I'm gonna go cuddle up inside and continue editing these videos and hopefully get a fire going soon. Why do you always play when I'm recording? Aerith, come here. Alright, bye.